Everyone, I come to you as a very desperate former EastEnders fan, a fan of what EastEnders was, not what it is today. For 15 years now, I have campaigned to be put in charge of this show to no avail. I believe that EastEnders is diluted, mediocre, the casting is terrible, the writing is like it's written by children, but sorry, that's an offence to children. What I'm seeing now is not the gritty social drama that Tony Holland and the late Julia Smith wrote and created. I'm seeing something else. You're going to say to me, but Mick, it's 2018. Times change. Times change? People don't want to see gritty, compelling, violent, robust drama with pacey dialogue and exciting storytelling and characters that leap off the page. Modern audiences don't want that. Modern audiences don't want complex storytelling. What the BBC have done to EastEnders is despicable. I love the BBC. I respect the BBC. I'd do anything to work for them. They're a great company. They make fantastic dramas like Holby and Casualty. Oliver Kent, who produced those dramas for years, is now the head of continuing drama. Why? He's a producer. He's a storyteller. What's he doing? The head of continuing drama. For Christ's sake, he should be running EastEnders. And do you know what? I should be there with him because I have an idea. Now, I've spoken about this idea so many times, so some of you are going to see this and get bored, but I'm going to talk about it. But first, let's talk about modern day EastEnders and how terrible it is. Terrible. Let's talk about the knife crime incident. They shouted from the rooftops that this was going to be a compelling story and they wanted to help reduce knife crime and put it out there in the public arena. So the story itself was okay, but to be pretty honest with you, it wasn't anything that really hit home. Not to me. And they force-fed Mick Carter, aka Danny Dyer, in it, and obviously it's in his contract to get as much screen time as possible. He's probably the highest paid person there, male or female. So that's a problem for me. That storyline didn't need Danny Dyer, didn't need Mick Carter taking a stabbed character in his car and have this whole what's going to happen next thing as they were stuck. Was it on the motorway? Basically, EastEnders is broken. They try to be humorous, they fail. They try and be dramatic, they fail. The kind of casting that they're going for is so bog standard. It's the kind of casting you'll see on Neighbours or on MTV. Do you know what I mean? So we really have gone down and seeped through in quality. It's terrible. EastEnders needs the kind of open heart surgery that Emmerdale had in 1990 by Phil Redmond. Let me tell you a little story. In 1989, ITV brought Phil Redmond, the creator of Hollyoaks, the creator of Brookside, the creator of Grange Hill. They said to him, we're going to cancel Emmerdale. We want you to devise a new soap. He said, what? You're getting rid of Emmerdale Farm. Are you nuts? Let me do what I need to do to it, to modernise it, to bring it into kind of the late 20th century, which it was back then, of course. So he did. He cut the farm off of Emmerdale. He made it more sexy, more younger. There was still a variety of ages on the show, but it worked. And Emmerdale hasn't looked back since. Now, it is my fault. It's my thought process that actually EastEnders no longer works as a soap. I think what needs to happen, we need to change it into a kind of an hour drama. An hour on Monday, hour on Friday, and implement a crime war. So I've got this idea about this character called the Widow. She's been in prison for a long time, but while she's been in prison, her people on the outside have been taking out all the organised crime members in Walford. And the Widow's gang have been taking over all organised crime syndicates. Now, nobody knows who the widow is. That's a mystery. But she's a former EastEnders character. That the only person who knows the identity of this character is me. I know who she's going to be. I'm not going to tell you because my dream and my passion is for this concept to come to pass as a proper EastEnders show. I want the widow to somehow bribe the right people, get out of jail, and then there's one crime gang that she can't get rid of. So there's a shootout in Walford. Many innocent regular characters are injured and killed. It's a way to get rid of the dead wood. The soap stories will be the backdrop of the show. So we would have an hour on Monday, an hour on Friday. We would we would have a summer break. EastEnders shouldn't be on in the summer. In place would be an EastEnders spin-off in the summer from about May to about September. And we would basically reboot El Dorado and make it into an EastEnders spin-off. That would run until September, as I say. Then EastEnders returns. So what you do, you have before it goes off the air in the summer, a big finale, big cliffhanger, comes back from September to December, goes off the air again to December the 25th. Well, then we do a really epic, exciting Christmas special. The key to a successful drama? No, scrap that. The key to successful EastEnders is to make it what it should always be. Violent, gritty. I'm not even getting my words right. Violent, gritty, compelling, speedy dialogue. Characters that you want to know. Characters that you care about. Because right now, I don't care about these characters. Maybe you do. Maybe some of you are really happy. And I congratulate you. I'm happy for you. But many of us are not. This show has so much potential. I believe I can make this show the biggest show globally in television with my concept, with what I want to do with it. I believe it. As I say, I don't believe in EastEnders anymore, and I don't think the BBC believe in it. But I have the passion, maybe not necessarily the experience and the know-how, but I could have an experienced person like Oliver Kent with me. We could do something special with EastEnders. It could be one of the most popular shows in British TV history. We cast strongly. We get the kind of writers we see on the 9 o'clock dramas. We really get the best talent. Not the talent that nobody wants. Sorry to anyone who's writing on EastEnders right now, but if it's up to me, you're going to be out the door. Not because I'm a hideous person. I don't want to see anyone out of work. I want to see an EastEnders we can be proud of. And right now, we can't be proud of EastEnders. How can we? How can we be proud of that? I think soap has taken a downturn now. It's not what it was. We're just going round in circles constantly. When I was a kid, you'd have violence or a fire once in a blue moon because it was earned and you could get excited by it. But now we have the generation of instant gratification. So this is why my EastEnders would deliver instant gratification. It would be compelling now. We'd have great characters, great actors, great writers. That's what this show needs. It needs open heart surgery. It needs to change. Nobody likes change. No one wants to admit something needs changing. But I've seen it for 15 years. 15 years, since 2005. Maybe not 2005. Actually, I'm getting my maths wrong, actually. Maths not my strong point. But basically, since 2005, EastEnders has been broken. It hasn't been the same show. There hasn't been put that love and attention into it that Tony and Julia used to do, the late Colin Hollingworth used to do. I wish there was a way I could talk to Tony and Julia's family, who are still with us, to talk to them about, their family members' legacy, to put some pressure on the BBC. We have to do something, because this show is just there. It's living off the name EastEnders. It's living off of its history. Recently, Leslie Grantham died, and it reminded us how fantastic EastEnders was, what it stood for. With your help, I can make that happen. Thanks for your time.